It's day 51, and I'm gonna invite some people in here. So hang on a second. Um, so I think that kind of covers it. So, well, welcome to the zoomed out version of Travian. Uh, we have gotten big. We have actually gotten a lot bigger. We've gotten 6 towns since I last checked in. I'm sorry I haven't been around much. But I'm drinking so much tea and coffee, so priorities. No, we've gotten a lot bigger. We have settled some dev towns and supporters and other stuff. A lot of them with as many true oases as we can get. So like 22 here, 21, 20, a lot of 25%. So apparently still the bigger icon. So gotta get more of those. Looks bigger. Um, Still holding on to unique trainer. I mean unique secret uh, in regards to VV. We also took VV the other day, and hello Dean and Paige. Hello guys. Um, but yeah, that's just what we've been up to. We are. I'm also gonna be talking about a little bit different stuff today. Um, we're going to talk about mainly the account update here at first, and then we're going to be talking a little bit about the new release that's come out to the 4.6 servers, and a lot of other servers as well. And in that regard, we're also going to do a little interview. Um, Whoops. I should move that out there. Um, I don't think I shared anything bad. Nope. Always gotta check. But otherwise, um, we've been duck and covering a little bit, I guess. There's always a lot of fighting, and a lot of fighting has been going on the server lately. We have been challenged a fair bit by Huna. So the last week or so, we have been faking and attacking each other every night, every second night or something. It's been a lot of work, defensive and offensively wise, for both alliances. Uh, we've also had. Let's take a look at overview. To be honest, uh, um, we had some crazy stats from last week. I think we had 5 million combined between our ER and Sting. Um, so not that much this week so far, but last week was pretty crazy. There is a lot of reports out there, guys. I'm not gonna go over all of them or try to find them. But you can check out Fizz's YouTube. There's a lot of content there where he shows a lot of the reports about what's been going on. So check him out. He has been coming with more or less smaller daily updates from the past week, so you can find some cool content there. Um, but yeah, let's see overview of alliances. Like Huna has been attacking together with Black, and I think Huante and CH, which is an R quad. These guys. So we've been the raining fire down upon us. So it's been a little crazy, and we managed to catch some stuff. Also took some damage here and there. We've been boosting some capitals back, boosting some not hammers back. We're pretty proud of ourselves, to be honest. If we're gonna talk about our account, we've been very individual, just about our own um, usage of our own resources. We haven't been boosted ever by the alliance. We lost our hammer, right? Had to boost that back. Why don't we have production in it, Fizzy? Mm, Priorities, I guess. Um, uh, That's not really a lot, but now it looks like the hammer is building again. Shame on us, but we haven't really prioritized our hammer. It is still, it has gotten built, rebuilt, but it took a lot of hospital queues there. We've had a lot of hospital queues in some of the deaf towns here that had no, these two, 7 and 8. They had to defend as well. We have been in a few fights. This one was big up on us by the other guys, and they chiefed or went for chiefing different deaf towns around on different deaf players. And capitals were targeted as well. In this case, we defended ourselves. Unfortunately, without the hero, it sure does make a difference. So we lost a fair amount of units. Actually, lost more resource-wise. So it wasn't a great fight, but enough to defend our our town. So we were fairly happy with that outcome. We've also had our horses out and running. It's nice when you can just reach with pretty much everything. So killed that hammer, and it was followed up by this hammer. So just a little small skirmish. Um, we also did some inserts while defending ourselves in different cases from chiefs from Huno. So we've been trying to survive and also fighting back, killing some capitals and whatnot, just to show some random reports. Otherwise, Hammer hasn't really been hitting anything. So just kind of going over those elements where we've had some unit interaction with the other accounts on the server. I think we have been in more ops as well. Fizzy has done a little bit in that regard. Um, but again, it has taken a bit of resources fixing our hospitals. So now there's nothing left. Well, a little bit there in spawn, but otherwise it's fine. So we've kind of still managed to lose some defense and still accumulate some more. So now we're around those plus 200k slaves. That is pretty much all almost from O2. Just a big slave anvil we're building there. 12 is also getting up. Ohuna has been, yeah, continuously raiding a lot of our towns, so we turned this into a fake town back at them. But that is pretty over. I think everybody decided just to take a break. So everybody's chilling right now, enjoying life, laying back after a hard week. It is very enjoyable. But on the other hand, we have been accumulating a lot more Ash Wardens. We're building pretty much, if continued unit production in all these infantry towns, we can accumulate 35k Ash Wardens a day approximately. So we're still building that for a while. I think we're trying to reach around 500k Ash Wardens, and then we are gonna turn into slave production everywhere. But I'm not even sure how long there's until VV starts. I was on day 28, so we got 10 days for that. So 10 days of 35k. Uh, that's, we have 350,000, right? So that's more than enough. So that's around, yeah, 5 days. And then we'll have 500k, and then we can go slave production and have another 500k slaves by, and even more before the the building plans are out. Again, we've taken some losses on the horses. Like in the back death fight here, we lost a fair amount of horses, like 35k. So rebuilding that. So I think last time I streamed, we were around 125k maybe. So rebuilding that plus an additional 10k. And then, yeah, just have our hammer. We're mainly running production on Kopech and the chariots. Like we're not really, like we don't have the production for the siege, and so that also leads me over towards that interview, like comparing rating with and the nerf of the recent changes onto rating, and comparing like a large Egypt account to, let's say, a rating account here on the server. But right now we're just chilling. We're running very low. Damn, 136k left in the capital right now. So we're just running with everything home. Don't have a diet. Don't have anything. So we're just maxing out in regard to our crop consumption. And it's a little hard. We're not really extending our queues currently. Again, we have been building additional dev towns, and I think one supporter extra. I think it was like, I've also moved the numbers around because we started having so many dev towns, so I kind of moved everything down a single digit or 2 digits up, to be honest. So I think, yeah, 44 was a new cropper, just settled out of the blue, just to get that extra production, extra capabilities there. I think how many? Yeah, we just have one here. Like the same guy. He lost his hammer a little while back, so nothing really dangerous. It got lost in one of the ops. I'm not sure if I have it. Fitzy posted it earlier. Yeah, just this one. I was on Poco Logo. They gave him a big clap, but nah, he managed to defend a lot. This was one of the dev towns. Again, we had to defend a lot of places, so a lot of diff without heroes. Not the best trades, but it's good to stop these hammers coming in. So it went down a few days ago. Unfortunately, nobody logged the actual time. Would be good. And then you can always calculate the rebuild time and everything else to kind of anticipate the size of the hammer coming in. But it's going to be fairly small, if ever real. He has been faking us a lot with no purpose. Like, I think after we took Unique Wall, he's been faking us every single day, 3 times a day or something like that. And what has he done with it? Well, he's platted his hammer in an op somewhere else. So, hooray. And now he's back at, I don't know what he's doing. But at least we're not getting spammed with slave rates all over the account. They added bad dreams, right? They added a lot of these, and then just continuously fake rate 6, 7, 10 times a day. And I kind of got pissed over them doing that constantly, so I went in, and we're not really rating that much. Again, we're rating with our spawn once in a while. And then I just decided to build this for 12, right? That was our slave town with 50k slaves. And then I built an entire list of all Huno accounts. And then we clicked that twice a day. I think we managed to click it 2 times, and then everybody decided to stop. Had a little chat with some people. But yeah, so everybody's taking a break right now. But we're just, yeah, trying to hang on here. Again, it's kind of hard with our lack of production. These horse towns are very expensive. And now when we don't have like 700k production in our capital boosting out into all the dev towns, then it's kind of hard pushing everything while you build up new towns and start the production here as well. We're also partying continuously. We have some parties going on continuously, right? But some of the new towns, like 68, how well is that built? That's okay. That's still fine. But let's say all these new dev towns, 19, 20, 21, so forth, like we just have the town hall at level 12. Nothing fancy, like we're just completing it with resource production, taking those 2 oases, getting a little production up depending on the oasis, and then finishing smithy levels, stuff like that. Mainly we're trying to get 240, 240, but I kind of messed up and said to Nick he should build some trade offices. So we ended up with that in them as well. But it's fine. We're just banking up and then doing an NPC, and then we have some units in production. If ever needed. So yeah, mainly new towns looking like that, and then again building an additional supporter. Again, but this only has no. It actually has 2 oases. Maybe it was 90 we dropped down. I moved the numbers around. I kind of lost overview. No, I think it was 2. This is a dev town as well. So 23. I guess it's me actually playing. Thanks for joining. Hey Laffe, welcome to the stream, my man. Thanks for resubscribing. You guys have been spamming a little bit. And hey Dean, welcome to the stream, my man. But yeah, I hope you're doing good out there, guys. I'm just trying to cover this introduction to the development of the account as quick as I possibly can, because we have a guy lined up for the interview. So I want to get him to bed or take care of the account. I kind of lost track of what he was doing, but he's going to come by for a little interview, and then we can keep chatting a little bit. But yeah, that was kind of the account, the development. We've lost some units, rebuilding things, developing in regards to building just more infantry production. We kind of went over that, right? We want to reach those 500k Ash Wardens, gonna convert to clubs, more or less. We have 10 days until VV begins. So I want that agility, you could say. Maybe these could even continue Ash production. It's just about the output. Like, I wanna be able to push all our Ash Wardens in VV kinda, and then have a lot of slaves on standby, and horses. Horses at least will be on standby. But these have good TSs built up, so could be pushed to VV. But otherwise, having a lot of slaves, a lot of horses to move around would probably be good. At least I think this mine anvil will also be nice to have at that point. So let's see. Spawn is still alive. It has been faked a little bit as well. We do have a little nice anvil there. It hasn't been able to grow, to be honest. Right now, we want to keep it home. We're not raiding that much with it. It's just on standby for defensive purposes. So we're kind of just using all its own resources to trade with and then maintain it. So it's available. We could be raiding some more, but we're all too lazy for that. It's easier just setting up some trades, and that'll be it. Capital, we haven't built any 21s. We did the entire infrastructure for it, but honestly, we've just been taking some hits, and then doing some stuff for Alliance, and just focusing on actually getting a lot of units out for the VV phase. That is kind of our prerogative. So we decided it's too late. We're not going to gain anything from it, to be honest. It's more, it's better just to get up more supporters, get that additional production. We have some trade routes running for different purposes. We still have that weird forward. We're pushing other stuff. And again, just have that unique wall on the account, keeping that safe. That is our life. It's also why I don't have that much to bring to the table in regards to gameplay. I think Fizzy, Sylvan, Summer really needs some old clout. Really, they're just running the account. throughout the day, and then me and Nick is popping in our ugly mugs, talking some stuff, and then I've taken a few night shifts, and the other guys have been doing, and Nick also a day or two in the weekends. But that's how you make things work somewhat. We burned ourselves out the first month, and then it's time for other people to take over. Uh, Ruspa. Ah, yeah, I love it. That was the internal conflict, right? He's still in HNT. So for some reason, Spaghetti Mafia left HNT. He was in HNT, right? And then he joined Poi, or are they just fighting? I don't know. Has he been in Poi the entire time? Uh, don't think there's anything bad in going here. Uh, Search for player. Yeah, he joined HNT, right? And then left and joined Poi 6 days ago. Okay, and yeah, you guys just moving around. Okay. And then you joined Poi, and then you started fighting that guy. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I love it. Free content. Hey, Paige. Welcome back, man. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little, like a little sneak peek, a little preview, a little something, something, a little update about how the account is progressing, and how Travian is progressing. I promised Effe we could do that interview. I'm not sure what time I promised him. I think I said 10 o'clock. Um, so yeah, maybe we should jump over to that. Paige, you can always watch back on the episode in regards to what's crack-a-lacking on the account. I think we should build something that takes a while to build here, so I can focus on other stuff. This is almost getting completed as well. Is there an upgrade we can do? No. So just getting all these dev towns ready, and I think maybe I thought about we could start settling supporters instead, simply because I'm tired of building all the infrastructure needed and the production buildings and so forth, and we're kind of lacking in regards to the horse production. So I think like just building towns, not doing anything to them, just completing with production, a little bit of infrastructure, getting the trade office up, and then just set them to route everywhere to the main dev towns or something like that, just to not spend that much resources on developing the towns. We're still getting a town a day, one and a half, like something in between there. Again, we don't have our town halls completely up everywhere to 20, so that is the limitations. So why not just go as much into production as we possibly can? But yeah, we could just look at the stats real briefly, like just general stats, just to check out where we're at. Still rank 1 in pop, rank 1 production. So far, we're down to 11 per day, and 7 in alliance. And this is due to people raiding. It is due to people having diets that gets fed. So that kind of changes some of these resourcing stats. We have a terrible hammer, just a baby little OP hammer that can do some stuff. Defensive wise, we're rank 6, 3 in alliance. I think it's still Merc hammers and stuff out there that has a lot of defensive points for bigger accounts. So we're doing fairly well in regards to defensive value. I will say it's okay. And then, yeah, culture points are as they are. Managed to get like 3 million by now. So progressing decently. But yeah, I think that is kind of the account development so far. And again, we are just gonna keep building more dev towns all over, or maybe stop them and then change them to supporters all over, and then get extra production running so we can really get some value on the queues here. Um, um, yeah, 35k ash wardens a day, and we can turn that into, I don't know, 100k clubs a day. So not gonna overdo it. How many? It's 23. That's 23 dev towns, yeah. Times, let's say, 5,000 a day of slaves. Yeah, 115k slaves a day. We could do that after 5 days, and do that for 5 days, and we have like 600,000 slaves additionally, I guess. But then we're massively crop locked, and then everything needs to get routed to the capital. I have no idea what the plan is and how far we'll reach, but it's hopes and dreams, I guess. But I think we should kind of move on towards the second part of this stream. There was a new release not long ago. I think it was yesterday, which kind of ignited some chats on Travian. They at the Tiki main office, some changes got made in regards to the deployment of the new patch, and one of the participants on that day and an ally mate of ours was very vocal, so I thought, why not make him even more vocal and and just have a talk about the new patch notes and how that affects gameplay and how it affects him, and yeah. So without any further ado and other fanciness, let's say welcome to the one, the only, the amazing Effe. Maybe, unless he's yeah. Oh, okay. I should have played that more cool.
Hey man,
Hey Effe, welcome to the stream, my man.
thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
All right.
Can people can people hear me and is my voice clear?
Oh, I think it's very good. But yeah, should we do a mic check? Yes, yes.
Nice.
People love it. So salam alaikum, Effe.
Yeah, I'm not.
Ah, you're not that religious. That's okay. That's okay.
But
But
it's fine.
oh yeah, well, it's about the culture stuff. I traveled around
Yeah.
Tanzania, and it's important also in regards to greetings. But to the hard stuff, to the hardcore truth. We had some stuff happen yesterday, and Tiki made a new release. It's called just a new release overview, reintroduced limit of outgoing troop movements, fixed reinforcements display, and more.
Yeah, I was really mad hearing about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of us were. It also comes always as a shock because it's the middle of a workday. Traven, the TG staff, they're also at work, and so they're just deploying this announcement. But yeah, people got a little upset, a little hurt, I think, and and you were very passionate indeed about these changes. So how does you're mostly concerned about the outgoing troop movements. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about how that affects you.
Yeah, even purely about that. Like I don't really know about the other updates and I don't really care. But when it
Okay.
came out, I was in school in lecture
Mm.
and I was so mad that like I was checking and chatting on Discord for hours and then I didn't get to listen to anything in the lecture. I was that mad. Um,
Yeah.
so the thing is, especially doing it mid-round is just you can't do that because as you have also said, I think Silvan said some stuff about it.
Mm, mm,
Like doing it mid round when the some of the accounts are designed according to no limit rating, uh, like we would literally starve, for example, in our account if they did it now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna have a little look at your rate lists as well, and yeah, accounts get built and agreed upon in advance. What do you want to achieve, right? If you want to build big accounts, and
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
and so I totally get that that affected you a lot. You were also that advocate about it that they actually agreed on delaying these releases or these changes specifically for the current servers. So I presume you're very happy about that.
Yeah, I am very happy, and I don't think I will play this kind of an account ever again because I remember back in the day when there was the well, not too long before this, but with the 10K limit, we used to obviously raid less, um, and therefore have less troops, and therefore have less impact.
Hmm, hmm.
And these kind of accounts are like really tiring and consuming to play. Like for example, I slept at 8 a.m. this morning. That's why I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, got
Um,
a few
so
hours of
when
sleep.
you, yeah, exactly. And when you put so much into accounts like this, and then they say, okay, we're gonna stop you from doing what you're doing, it's really frustrating,
Mm-hmm.
as you said.
Yeah. So you're roughly rating 3 million a day.
Usually,
Oh, I
yes.
mean 3 million an hour. I think you're at right now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Usually, yes. Sometimes we drop to around 2 million because I don't like this update either, but now you can't have like four active artifacts in your account, right?
I think it's still locked to three, one large and two
Yeah.
small.
So we have this perma large trainer
Mm.
and the small boots, and we have one useless artifact for the forward village.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when we get a small trainer in the account, that makes it four, and we have to move the
Ah,
small
small
boot.
boots. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a little annoying. Uh,
Yeah, so and also like pushing a lot of. I don't want to give too much detail about
no,
the.
I presume you also move them for operations and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, yeah,
I guess it's fairly timed. But yeah, that's some of the things you have to go through as a top account. There's a lot of ways the game affects you. Um, and yeah, you've been working on this account now. And actually, just a random question out of my mind, because we're also like we're boony players, and you're also a boony player this round. In the
yeah,
Outback, I think you're at 150. And taking that into account, when I was thinking about it yesterday, I feel these changes where you can long distance raid with more troop movements, doesn't that make it more viable for an off account to actually be top raider far out on the map?
yeah, exactly. Like, but wait, you're talking about the. Li- you're not talking about the limit now, are you?
Well, I kind of am because if I were to sit and raid a lot from out here, with a lot of slow slaves compared to horses, let's say, or if I'm a student far out, like
Yeah,
I can't micro raid the same way you can. But if I
yeah,
have
exactly.
unlimited outgoing, I'm able to raid from boonies.
Yeah, of course. That's a no-brainer. So the thing is, being in the boonies, it's all obviously always gonna be relatively harder than being in the center in terms of raiding. And as you said, with the limit, you really have to optimize your lists to the fullest. That you're taking the how do I put this? You are taking the most resources per the troop that you send to a raid if
Mm-hmm.
you're in boonies with the limit.
Mm-hmm.
But without the limit, you can basically, well, if you have enough troops, you can send quite often, and you care less about the efficiency.
Exactly, exactly. It's just about sending your units out. It's about them paying themselves in the long run by returning crop for them not to starve and for the continued unit production, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
And I've been um, like, for example, if we're diving a bit more into the specifics, when there was the 10K limit,
hmm
um, it was really inefficient to have the same farm in multiple farm lists. But now, if you are raiding from multiple villages,
Yeah, yeah.
then
So
you
you
can,
you cross them over a lot now. Is
yeah,
that?
exactly. And sorry, you can say.
No, 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 no.
So the thing is, when there are a lot of big raiders in the quad, or let's say map, because now we're obviously raiding the whole map. Um, if you hit a specific farm more often than the others, even though it's a small farm, you get most of the resources if you hit often enough, even from different villages.
Exactly, exactly. Like I can recall when the Corona crisis hit, like that first server, everybody was locked into their houses everywhere, and everybody was like, "What should I be spending all my time on?" Oh, Travian. And those servers were crazy because when you were doing micro rating, even with the 10K limit, all the farms like you got one resource every time or nothing. Like
Yeah,
everybody was spamming them. So
yeah,
for me, there's no real difference to that and the limit to that because even if I hit more farms, I wouldn't really get that much more. So for me, it's just about you guys being top rater on the server together with the other teammates. Um,
we've dropped a bit this week because uh,
life, yeah, sure.
yeah, not really. Like, I mean, we don't have really huge coverage issues. At least there's someone on the account. But about the thing I said about small boots and not having more than three active RTs,
Ah, yeah,
uh,
yeah, that has a
and
big effect. Sure.
and we had an attack on the small boots village that we normally have the small boots on. So we delayed it even further, like a few more hours.
Okay, okay. But again, if other people were just rating as much and as intensively as you guys are, like they would still be at the same level of rating as you guys, right? Like there's no like the more you rate, the more you can just consume and grow. And it's not like you are that far ahead. As I said, you rate 3 million an hour, uh,
Yeah,
and
approximately.
yeah, and then with your account production, you don't have the largest account. That's 1.5, maybe 1 million
Yeah.
just.
It's when you look at this picture, it looks funny, but I we have our own reasons about it with the
Yeah, no,
no
no, 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 no,
Oasis and
no, it's fine, it's fine. I'm not here for judgmental purposes, but yeah, I was just wondering your overall production. You do have 150K. That's around 800,000 for your capital with the current crop levels, and then you probably and then with the rest of the account. So around 1.2 to 1.5 mil. And then with the rating on top, that's 4.5 mil you produce an hour. We produce around 200,000, or I mean 2 million an hour. Um, and then you can take away the crop consumption and you can do the same for you. So for me, like you guys are rating hard, but compared to an Egypt account, it's, yeah, you get maybe 2 million more for working your butts off, but it's not like
yeah,
you're gaining that much more, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, depends on the account. For example, last round, I don't remember if you were there or not. The Yeah, you were there. The Stonk round.
Yeah, yeah.
I was on a goal dev account with
Oh,
raiding,
yes, yes. What was the name? I was so sexy.
teardrop.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you just did a lot of TT towns and some Druid towns and then tons of Phalanx towns, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it was a really
Combined.
nice experience because normally I'm an off player. I don't play dev usually,
Hmm.
and it was fun to play. It's not a hybrid thing, I guess. It's just raiding dev account, and the thing is, even though we were like really higher than all of the other dev accounts
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in like res so far,
Yeah.
because we were raiding the same amounts with the off accounts. At the end, they spammed slaves, and in the end, we got similar dev points.
Right. Right. So again, also a big bonus from the rating, right? So working on building these rate lists, doing the work of sending them each 5 minutes and so forth, for
Yeah,
forward. It's important, and it's the work that you put into it. So you gaining a little bit more to be able to do these things, I feel is kind of fair. Um,
yeah,
you also did the Gall account there because of the new changes to the TT in regards to
exactly.
its attack strength. So it's a little bit better at cleaning. It's a little bit better at doing some aggressive raiding, and they're super fast still. So I presume you had a blast.
Yeah. By the way, I can't hear you now for some reason.
Oh, you can't?
Okay, now it's back.
Okay. I hope I didn't fall out too much for all the viewers as well.
Yeah,
But
the thing is, it was very fun to try that too as a dev account, and it was only possible because of the no limit thingy. Um, because we were, I mean, I'm sorry if talking about the previous account is not like really
no, no,
relevant,
no.
but
This is in general, so I think it's good. It's better than talking specifics.
oh, perfect. So we were queuing phalanxes and druids in like 30 villages,
hmm
and it wasn't. I don't think it's really possible without raiding properly in a dev account.
No, no,
In
no, no.
Egyptian, yeah.
No, no. We like okay. If we had a diet, we would have like 400k more crop an hour currently, and that would give us a lot more advantage. But yeah, no, I can't continue this unless I was actually raiding. Um, it's a little hard to get our queues up. Um,
Well, there is a way, as Lofe in the chat said. By the way, shout out to him.
yeah.
You just need to get traders, and you can even do it without raiding at all.
Yeah, yeah, easy life, and that's the thing. Like you guys are rating 3 million an hour now, which is great. I think that's about where you need to get to, because let's say you make three shitty, pretty bad techs for yourself. You just build up the capitals, five supporters or something, and then you land on 1 million an hour. Build three of those, and you get 3 million an hour.
Yeah.
Um, and that's easy to build. That is easy to cheat your way into. But here you're doing the hard work, and you're rating roughly 3 million, which is what you would have with against people with shitty techs. So is it wrong to assume that this is kind of fair in regards to getting getting enough off power to actually compete against these people?
Well, I have never like, let's say, cheated,
Mm,
and I've always, not always, because there are some rounds where you say, okay, let's do some text and have fun, but I haven't been to much of those, and hence I was really against it, and I still love to compete against cheaters because there are not too many legit accounts and crews that play into the level of our alliance. Not to like, not to brag too much about it, but I think our alliance is pretty strong uh, within the legit, like, no cheating allies.
hmm
And yeah, it's wait, what was the question again? The point of the question I forgot.
It
Sorry.
is. Is it okay now in regards to the amount of rating that you can do with unlimited rating when
Oh,
your income is pretty much the same as a techer?
oh yeah, definitely. Like without it, it's still possible to compete with techers,
hmm
but now it's even more possible, and you feel like the hard work that you do with
Hmm.
the shit ton of rating, comes back to you.
Yeah, it
In,
actually
in
you get rewarded
abundance.
for it. Yeah.
You get
Um,
rewarded for it, and your accounts aren't like worse than theirs.
mhm.
Theirs, as in the cheaters.
Yeah, I think I did some offense calculation on it. Like again, you get 3 million an hour, and that roughly turns into 21,000 clubs and 500 or 2,000 clubs and 500 TKs an hour, or in 7 hours. So which is equal to 7 hours of production. So you're of course able to with this rating do like a hammer with grates, push that each hour to with 7 hours. I saw you guys had some queues, I think. Uh,
Yeah, they're not the best right now, but
okay, okay, that is also fair. But again, you need a lot of production to be able to build grates. So this gives you the capabilities of building larger hammers. Um, isn't that okay, considering the VV def these days?
yeah, exactly. And not only the ability to get bigger hammers, you can also have more hammers, which I mean depends on the strategy of the
Well,
account you're
these
playing.
days the VV strategy is to hit at low levels, right? So
Yeah,
the more hammers you can build, the more you can fight. I don't think we see many servers that last the entirety these days, simply because of the amount of defense.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there are also factors like obviously you can chief the enemy hammers or ghost them. So like not only talking about the World Wonder hammers, but you can have impact in many ways,
Hmm.
and you need as much resources as possible to achieve that, obviously.
Yeah. Um, you're also mentioning it a rating from different towns. I was thinking we could just look at your rate lists for a little bit. Um, nothing fancy, but just to know that you're not talking out of your ass, so to speak.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, But so I got a little access to your account, and again, you kind of have a spawn hammer with the standard Merc Steppe rating,
Yeah,
and you just
I mean,
have like it's just about seeing how big is it, how are everything. So you have these three main lists, no four only for the spawn, and then
yeah, the
you
spawn is,
yeah.
uh, sorry for interrupting, but we cleared the unique eyes with the spawn, but then we
Ah,
couldn't pick up, you know, the incident.
yes, yes. I think Mustafa went over it in one of the videos. So but yeah, so you've not had any reason to actually expand on that raid list simply due to the fact that you lost a lot of units and then you've just been rebuilding. I presume it's maybe also op related in some
Yeah.
instances.
Plus,
Uh,
there were some strategic issues with some of the enemies in the spawn area. Like we couldn't rely too much on the standing def.
hmm.
So so that's why it doesn't have more lists.
Yeah, and then otherwise it's mainly stepper rating. Again, you are from boonies,
Yeah.
so you're just using the stepper lists to. But I also noticed you did. Now I'm not going to look at your troop numbers, but you also did a little bit of rainbow rating. Um, for those people not knowing what it is out there, but you combine the three horses of the Huns to have a very strong one-hit opportunity when it comes to raiding oasis. So you can get a lot of resources by raiding the oasis and killing the animals, and then not losing any troops. But you're only doing that a little bit, just with 2,000 of each, and not just a real rainbow hammer. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I mean, why aren't we doing it more, or why are we doing it at all?
Well, why are you not dedicating one hammer to it, and why are you doing it in like three different towns? I think I saw.
So some people do it differently. Like there are some people that like keep the rainbow troops home and then clear the oasis manually. But we did it based on a calculation that if we have X amount of troops at home in that village,
Hmm.
we can raid up to Y amount of oasis that's around that village.
Clay,
And
iron, and yeah, clay and
yeah,
iron.
exactly. Yeah, we do wood too. We just don't
Okay.
do crop because the elephants spawn more often, and then like even one elephant is enough to kill the rainbow.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. But why haven't you done full rainbow then? Like, why is it only 2,000, 3,000 of each horse and not like, is it
Uh,
because the hammers are split over a larger area, so they have each dedicated oasis, or what is the logic?
Yeah, that's true. The hammers are exactly split over the map,
Hmm.
and they're not very close to our main cluster. So, to be honest, at some point we just started to slack on it and
Hmm.
focused more on the main cluster because we needed to use some hero resources to keep the queues alive in those villages, and we needed
Mm.
the rest elsewhere.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so that's why that's the answer for
Yeah,
not
but that's
keeping
still
the.
three towns giving you extra resources for other purposes after they are already built, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. Because you lock the resource production of that oasis to you only when you
Hmm.
do that, plus the spawning animals you kill.
Hmm.
Uh, that's like, I think, so the list that you see, like C01 of the grid, that one I think gives like 25, 30K per hour. It's small, but it adds up.
Yeah, yeah. But you can do that even with the 20K limit. Um, but
Yeah.
but when you're sitting with your main hammers from the back area out in boonies, I presume in the long run, boots help. But would you hit the limit, the 20K limit, really fast? Um,
Um, so do you mean with the Oasis hits or
like with your combined rating right now, how many farms do you hit? I mean, how many outgoing
let
do you
me
have right now?
let me check real quickly. But it's close to like 100K, like maybe 75, 80K.
Okay.
So yeah, like even with only stepwise rating, and even if you have like unique or large or small boots,
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably you would hit it before RTs easily. Anyway, like with the 20K, I mean.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe you. Also, if you're rating the same from multiple hammers, again, you're kind of just pushing all out there, so you don't have to have anything at home. I
Yeah.
presume.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still think you have some infantry and siege home, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, of
that's
course.
unavoidable. Um,
By the way, the chat is saying there is zero crop left in the village, but that's because he didn't refresh the
yeah, yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry, guys. I'm. Yeah, don't worry if I'm starving your hammer a little bit. I just don't want to refresh, guys. I just wanted to show some of his farm list, some of the indicators as to what do you need to build. Like all these are pretty much maxed out. Some from main hammers and stuff like that. So it's just about showing a little bit of the diversity as to what you need to click. And you guys have an interval clicking of like 5 minutes, right?
No, we're at 3 right now. We
Three
used
right
to
now.
do,
Okay.
yeah, we did like the 2.5 and 2. We tried it, but I mean, it definitely works. You raid more, but you can't do anything else than sending raid lists sometimes when it
Mm-hmm.
lags.
Do you do any macro hitting?
Sometimes, like now, the last few days we were slacking more, but when we're trying hard, we scout and add the farms almost every day, or maybe once in 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then we either macro the new farms or the farms that have been macroed over the days.
Yeah,
So yeah,
sure,
we do
sure,
that
sure,
too.
sure. Just continuous adding with a 2 day interval. Then you kind of run over the farm lists and fix everything.
Yeah.
Um, cool. I had a question, but I forgot it. So it doesn't matter. That's why I have a checklist, so I can just take another question. Um, I was thinking maybe, like, I actually thought you were playing on another account, right? Briefly, brain fart. Thought it was on Glen
Yeah,
Quagmire because I think this is a patch with a lot of outgoing.
yeah,
Gives you the opportunity to play Tuden better. Um, you can get more clubs for rating. They're slow. They don't have the fast cavalry like Huns. So them being able to cover the map a lot better, I think, makes them powerful again.
yeah, exactly. It like the update is the how do I say this? The biggest buff of the update is with the Teutons,
Yeah, yeah,
since their troops are way slower, way slower.
exactly. So even though there's a 20k limit, I think you could easily hit the club limit. At least I feel that when rating on the map, micro rating.
Yeah.
Um, but is it fair? Is it fair
What?
to diminish Teutons now again? I think it's a nerf to Teuton.
Yeah, so I'm I really don't like the Teutons as a tribe because I usually enjoy playing in the faster accounts, let's say. So before the five tribes, I used to play Romans all the time.
Okay, just for
Uh,
the EI.
and what?
Yeah, for the EI.
Yeah, exactly. And they are obviously very OP. Like their off strength per hour, like per time, is clearly the best, uh, and by far. So I think they need a little bit of nerf, but nerfing the outgoing limit for all tribes, it's just I don't know. It sucks. Like it takes away a lot of things that you can do, I think.
Mm, mm. Oh, I,
But I
I,
still
I
think,
try to be neutral, but I feel the same. uh, it really has some limitations to like you want to be able to push your account to the max, and that doesn't matter if it's offense or defense because you can rate with both races, right?
yeah,
So
exactly.
or with both unit types and especially when it comes to the micro rating. So I feel like if you just give enough of yourself into the account, it should be able to develop itself as fast and as big as possible. And also now that when they changed the length of the servers, I feel it has a big effect on how you want to progress and how fast you want to progress your account. Um, so putting a limit on your development of the account seems a little harsh to me. Always has. Um, but one of the reasons why Travian Games decided to implement this feature again is because of performance issues. They
Oh
say
yeah,
they say there's like between 20 and 50 top players on the server that is actually using more than 10 10k incoming and outgoing units. But again, how do you feel affected by this?
yeah. Of course, I think that's a huge. Uh, I don't know how. Like I don't know what words can we use on the stream, but
You
it's
can
a BS.
you can say whatever. It's mature language.
Yeah, it's bullshit, as the group said in the chat. Like, they should just get better servers or whatever, instead of like limiting what the accounts can achieve. Like, it's
Okay,
no question.
you
It's not
have
fair.
you do have performance issues.
Um,
Can I click
so
your
this
lists?
one, I think you need to refresh, and if you want, you can click once and to see how long it takes for you to click all of them.
Okay, I can click all of them now. Yeah.
Yeah, unless my duel is clicking, then it won't let you.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, it won't let you.
And do I need to refresh the page now or?
Yeah, normally yes, but if the duel keeps clicking on the account, you can't click at the same time,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
Oh,
can't send the
of
list.
course. Yeah, yeah. He's giving other commands. So yeah, they
Yeah,
would. that would be kind of overruled. But then I need to reload there. Okay. Ah, this is not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too laggy. It's not the worst lag of farm lists in the last few years.
Oh,
Like
dude, this
that,
this
that
this is fine.
yeah, last server was really shitty.
Well, yeah,
It
yeah. I've been playing on some really PTSD pushing servers. But no, this seems fine. Pretty snappy, but yeah, it reloaded weirdly before. Um,
yeah.
th-
Well,
this
the
this
thing is,
this is okay with me, but
this is okay. But it still takes like, let's say 30 seconds to send all of them.
sure, but there's a lot of them. You can only click
Yeah.
that many a second, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so
And
this is still a lot faster than what it used to be, where you had to go through and activate each list, you know, send all.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure, of
Uh,
course.
But yeah, no. I thought it was higher performance issue. I remember we had some issues a server ago or two. At least Minton was complaining a lot about him loading. Like he made the entire server lag because he was opening scout reports.
Yeah, exactly. It like it doesn't happen this round. It still lags.
Okay,
Trying to open.
when you open your reports, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can try if you want. Go to the reports and try to open like a few. It
Uh,
lags for you too, or is it only for our account?
no, it's usually one of the places where there's some issues. I tried to go in there now, but nothing's happening. Um,
Yeah, so
So yeah,
that's one
that's.
of the problems.
But I also think you guys have a ton of reports. You don't clean up your reports, right?
Yeah, we don't at all.
Mm-hmm. So
Too many of them.
so when you get hit, you just wait for other people to post the reports of you being hit because you simply can't go in and check your reports. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, but sure, that's a performance issue. But it seems like the the raid clicking is actually okay. But yeah, I'm gonna leave your account because I can't check your reports.
Yeah,
So
it's fine.
whatever.
But like as you said, in the last server when Minton was opening scout reports, it was lagging for the whole server, even if it's not his account. Like my
Yeah,
account was lagging when he was opening the scout reports.
yeah, yeah.
That was a problem.
But yeah, but now that like your rating doesn't affect me at all. Um, so I don't feel like the current matter of things like the doesn't seem like a performance issue to me necessarily. If they can fix the report elements and stuff like that, that would probably be good. Um, but that wouldn't
Yeah.
be fixed by limiting the amount of rating, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I think it's just an excuse to not have better servers.
Yeah. Well, they have changed their provider a few times over the years. I think they had one system or one provider, and then they changed to one a few years ago, and then they had to change back, and uh, it caused some frustrations at that point. Again, I think I've mentioned I've played a lot of bad servers. I remember one of the UKX. You played on that server as well, right?
UKX, which one?
That was an LF round. It was UK 30, or I can't remember what it was called, but you know there was so much lag constantly. Like
Uh,
we didn't settle that far from you. I was playing that shitty Gaul account, and Nick was on a big off account, and
oh yeah. Okay, I remember.
that's pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah,
every round. But
yeah.
but I remember you lost a lot of Roman hammers hitting random stuff, and then
Yeah, that was not my proudest round in terms of reports, let's say.
yeah, and I don't think there was any offensive coordination on the round at all. It was just VV stuff. And it was a little bit boring. But at the early game, I think we were lacking continuously for 30 or like 20, 30 days. Uh,
Yeah.
like the performance was so bad. So that was one of the times they were switching their provider, and now they're going back to they went back to the original one, and now they want to downgrade the servers, or just try and optimize it on their current level here.
I guess
Um,
so because I don't see any other explanation. Like, do you have an argument against not keeping the unlimited rates? Like a logical one.
well, some people were in on the chat yesterday saying, that raiders should be limited because they earn too much. I think I've kind of
Hmm.
argumented here that I think they earn just enough now,
Yeah.
and they have some good capabilities in how much you want to push your account here on a normal server. And I think that goes for all the server speeds. Um, I
I mean,
think, yeah.
if we're talking about the fairness, then the Egyptian tribe should be nerfed for sure because of that production.
Yeah, the production is wonderful. Um,
Because there's no other way to compete with them otherwise.
mhm, mhm. And also turning
Uh,
them into techs, that is mainly what you see these days. Should have been like that ever since the race got released. But yeah, you definitely get a resource advantage. Um, but
so,
again, yeah.
for example, your account is like very, very, very decent in terms of resources. You have 44 villages at this point of the game. You have like I don't know, 100 oasis or something like that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah, something around that.
And comparatively, we have like zero oasis except the capital oasis, and our resources uh, so far
Hmm.
rank is higher than you.
Well, yeah,
So
should be. So.
I think it's a fair trade between like different play styles. Like you don't have to like you shouldn't have to play in a very specific way to have a better account than the others. You need to have different options, in my opinion, and that's why I think no limit trading is a very good alternative
Mhm.
to going the full resources route. I mean, of course, you can do both of them at the same time and have
Yeah,
better
yeah, yeah.
results.
That's also what I'm sitting here thinking. But yeah, it's just because we're lazy per se. So if we were rating a lot more with on our Anhurgat and dedicating to that, I guess we could earn a lot more. We would be less functional in regards to defensive purposes, but again, you were also on that big Gaul account. So again, for me, it's just: do you want to invest your time into building lists and clicking them, and you should be rewarded for that. It's
Exactly.
actually gameplay orientated. Like just golding up your town is not really gameplay orientated. Like knowing what you should build and how to lower your costs and so forth is important, but it doesn't really require skill, right?
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, yeah, I mean, let's not say it doesn't require skill, but it's a different thing, let's
it's
say.
a different matter of commitment, I would say. Um,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
rating is more gameplay orientated. So um, I think it's a little sad, but especially when it comes to the boony stuff. Like I like playing Tuden, like I really love it, and I think one of my main issues is hitting the limit with my micro rating. Like Jesus, it's so
Yeah.
easy to do just from your spawn. So how can you not play boonies and then still micro rate with the limit in place? That seems a little impossible to me,
Yeah.
because you can't really macro hit as a Tuden. Like you
No,
can't you can't say I'll take 5k EIs and send them over here and I'll hit him in an hour because he's offline right now. But if I did that with a Tuden, like I might end up like losing 10k clubs on a random stupid hit.
yeah, but is it like is it relevant to the limit, like macroing? I don't think macroing is very relevant to the rating limit because
Not really in that regard. It's just if you are limited in regards to your micro rating, then you have to do more macro hits, right? Or to some
yeah, yeah.
extent. And I don't feel
Like,
like you're able to do that as Tuden compared to uh
of course, yeah, yeah, with Teuton, it's. way harder because it takes way more time.
Yeah. So I just like the Tuden being micro orientated, and that seems that there's some limits to, at least if you're far out on the map. Then you can always debate, should center players be more aggressive in regards to rating? Sure, but does it have to be? That's one of my concerns. But yeah, I think one of my final questions is in this regard. It's like we've talked about what rating was before, what it is now. But what about the future, Effe? Like, how do you see rating moving forward the best?
The honest answer is I'm not planning to play this kind of accounts after this update. But like few rounds ago, we didn't have the unlimited raiding uh, thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we were raiding just fine. Like we were still raiding 1 million, 2 millions per hour
Mm-hmm.
somehow. It's a combination of having good farms and optimizing the lists and sending good macro rates.
Mm-hmm.
So in the future it will be fine. Like there's always a way to gain proper income from raiding, in my opinion, but it will just be harder and more limiting,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and maybe more, I don't know how to put this, but more brain work kind of thing to optimize the lists perfectly instead of having more lists and just spamming them.
Yeah, currently with your current lists, you don't have them sorted by distance.
Um, well, at the beginning we did, but when we had limited troops, but now even some of our raiding troops are in diet because we have too much, to be honest.
Okay, okay. Well, that's normal. Um, just to lower your consumption. And again, if you're step mainly heavy, but that is something you can do as this is what you would do as a Hun player. Like then you would take your infantry and move that to a diet. Like if you're Turden, like you would move your TKs or your siege to a diet, but you wouldn't move your clubs to a diet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, before this update, never mind. It's wrong. I was gonna say
Yeah. Okay.
no, the thing is, I was gonna say that I don't remember putting tepes in a diet.
Mhm.
But then again, so now that you raid more, you produce more because you can afford more queues and more great stables and shit.
Uh huh.
Um, so because you have a lot, and even if you're raiding with a very low interval, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you still have extra horses.
Mhm.
So that's why, like, because I was thinking, I don't remember putting horses in a diet. And then I remembered it's because I had less troops back then.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is that you don't wanna have Bilal put your horses in a diet.
Is that a public thing?
A little bit. Okay. Okay. Too much.
Too
Uh,
much.
But I think I'll say thank you very much for stopping by, Eva. I think we went over a lot of the main points here, and personally, I don't feel this is overpowered. It's unfortunately if there's some limitations to the server quality and the gameplay, but I think we both hope that it's not the case that it will affect the rating too much. I wish I was off account this round so we could test that. but um,
Feel
but
free to take over my
take over,
account.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, no. but
Well, thanks for having me. And I was really tired today, so my brain isn't functioning fully. So sorry about that.
I'm sorry too. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, Effa, and take care out there.
You too. You too. See you. Bye.
See ya. So so yeah, and all right, yeah. I hope it was somewhat enlightening and a little bit relevant in regards to the current state of things. I would have loved to have had another guy being like the total opposite of Effe, but you can't have everything. But now personally I feel it makes some changes. I would have loved to be able to play with the unlimited rating. Also, I would love to play the Gauls and try that out. F is always playing the fun things and the new things. Um, but there should always be room for slacking and chilling. But yeah, thanks again, F, for dropping by. It's very nice. It's always nice having people on the stream. Let's see. It was Sylvan complaining about me starving F's troops. Uh, yeah. So, so yeah. Personally, I'm just sitting here now waiting for Poi and HNT to bring us some more reports of them fighting internally. I wonder, Spaghetti Mafia, he stole that small fool. I guess he gave it away for another guy to build with it. But they took a vow. Uh, so we have some players for the World Wonder. Huna has two. Okay, but why? And then Poi took one. Apparently cleaned it and didn't take it or something, but it's secure now. Black has had there for the entirety of the round, pretty much. Believers have it. It's at 806 pop. So they've really been preparing. Glenn, in comparison, has 360. So again, we have 10 days to build it up. Same goes for the rest. Who knows? Also low pop here. Poi. Everybody has. Like, I think we were the second one to take it, and then everybody has just been taking it slowly. A couple of days after. But yeah. So I'm not sure if they're actually going for two VVs, having one decoy. Yeah, doesn't matter. It's probably just people spending their hammers killing some stuff. Um, so Ruspa also hit the VV. Yeah, cleared their VV. Um, Darth Vader, that was a hot guy. Secular cleaning VV, I guess. Oh no, I think this is just based on rating Oasis, to be honest. Or I'm not sure. Eh, doesn't matter. Um, but yeah, I think we went over the main things. We've also been upgrading a little bit of gear. Tier 3 items came out. Just got the most relevant weapons. Horse, yeah, we also bought that. Just been trying to get some stuff cheap. Not sure why we have Helmet of Wisdom. But yeah, we got a great standard. Most important, a great pennant can also be nice. We got here for the hammer. And then we have for defensive purposes. I don't think we have. No, this is the only mace we got. But otherwise, it's fine. We don't need more, to be honest. Hey Jules, if I have the reports from Glenn's VV clean, no, I don't. However, can't we just go to the VV? No. These are not actual cleaning reports, so no, unfortunately, no. Nope, can't help you, and I didn't see them get shared anywhere. Like, it's not something our people are proud of. It's just people building a horse hammer or something that is good at killing Natars, and then you just hit that with like 3 baby horse hammers, and then your VV is cleaned, I guess. Different ways to do it, but you want to sacrifice as little real offensive power as possible, You don't really want to just use one hammer, which I think Ruspa did. He just YOLO'd his main hammer into it. Um, but that's fine, I guess. Each their own. Um, and I should be playing, I guess. I think Fizzy has just been playing. Behind my back, I see they're spent down everywhere, so maybe we got some resources on the way. OH and 0. Yeah, I think he's just boosting this. Just fixing some cues, so slow and steady. Thanks. Yeah, 07, 08. Okay. Roger that. Still just one incoming there. Yeah. So, cool. That means we can wait for those resources. Those resources to come in. Oh, okay, as Nick is saying, if the inventory is completely drained of resources, then Fizzy is online. And if the entire account here is drained of resources, then we know that it's Sylvan playing. So, but Nick only knows that because he's just been watching the account from a distance for 3 weeks now. But yeah, guys, it's been a little session here with the interview and everything, so I think I need to stretch my legs for a little bit. But actually, I think I'm gonna leave this voice and then I'll jump over to the dual chat voice. Maybe Nick wants to come by and say hi. Hello there.
Hello?
Hello. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Tired.
Staying alive. Yeah, you're on holiday now, right?
Well, I've been fixing the apartment.
Oh, nice.
In the plumber today.
All right. Getting some practical stuff done. And then,
Done it before, so
yeah. So,
it's just more. I prefer to fix them before the start stock. So I just been cleaning every. I was saying plum today. So,
the plumbing?
yeah,
Oh,
it's the
that's good content right there. But no, that's you gotta get deep and do the spring clean for the
yeah.
winter.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of why before it's starting getting too cold. So it's just cleaning out and fixing and everything.
But yeah, have you been helping out on the account today, or?
Yeah, I've been checking in, but each time I'm trying to do something, someone is logging in and start burning resources. So it's just like, that's fine.
Yeah, Sylvan and Fizz is just chilling it. It looked like they had a decent coverage.
Yeah,
Maybe you
but
can
I'm
help
checking
out here in the
everything.
evening and maybe help Summer a little too.
Yeah, I normally do that. I've done it that last day. Then I've sometimes writing with her or just checking in if everything is running and that. But yeah, I was also just talked about I had to check the summer. Was it in 3 days? Is
Yeah,
it not where she's going?
yeah, and you have to take over a little there.
Yeah, in the weekend.
Yeah,
So.
decent coverage. So yeah, giving intel away, but that's fair.
There's not a lot of info. I'm always, or you are in. I've been checking in
No, no,
and
no,
see
no,
you
no, no, no.
online till
I'm
like
gonna
4
sleep.
a.m.
I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep so hard. Also, I'm going to sleep very soon. That's why I was,
Yeah,
pushing it to you. Like, you wanna take over? But nah, like account right now with our current crop consumption, like we're pushing nothing into the dev towns. Like we have 130k an hour split on all these supporters. That means our supporters that gets filled up the fastest are pretty much these at like 5 hours to
and
12
that's
hours.
why I said I didn't get why we're building more dev villages, but I was just like, okay.
Okay, well, I talked about that a little bit early on in the stream. Like I'm thinking we can just settle supporters now. Um,
Yeah, I also wrote in the chat room production.
okay, okay. Sorry, haven't been able to follow the chats.
I noticed.
Yeah, yeah,
Getting
yeah.
getting annoyed the whole.
No, no, no. It's just me trying to get things done, getting that little introduction, and then on to the important stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So we can just focus on the economy. I think I highlighted 3 supporters that we can take additionally, right?
yeah,
I think
and then
this one we
I
settled. We
was.
can take this one over here.
And hopefully, in for the next few days, we will have the unique wall move.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen. Gonna happen real soon. I think we're also gonna
Yeah,
get great
that's 10
storage.
days.
We're getting great
That's 10
storage.
days to building. Plan this out.
Yeah.
So,
So we have like, as I said, like 5 days of Ashwarden, probably 6 or 7, and then we can switch to slave production. So we kind of need all the grain we can get. um,
yeah, I was just checking. Damn, we'll make around 85,000 slaves per day.
oh, more again with the 10%
Oh no,
on the slaves.
you're making around 4,000 slaves per day.
Oh, really? No, 4,400. No problem, and that's without helmet. And we have
Yeah, but we only have 18 villages running it, so that's why I said around 85,000.
yeah, but with the new ones built up, that's 23 dev towns building
Yeah,
infantry.
okay.
So that gets
And
us to 101,000 slaves a day. So
yeah,
pretty impossible to sustain that for a longer period of time. And again, we're going to be able to build at least 200, 300k Ashwardens more, like easily.
but okay. When we first started making them, 5 days, and then it's into VV, so that's fine.
Yeah. But that's also why more supporters, more feeding the def in
Oh
VV.
yeah,
Like we need to set up all those trade routes. So yeah, we're just pumping as much as we can, guys. But it's not looking that pretty. We have our limitations. We're not raiding. We're slacking.
yeah, that's pretty much the how to saying the diet.
Yeah,
That's talking of.
that would give us 500k more an hour.
Oh yeah,
So, but it is what it is.
that's why I was kind of like, if it's talking about, well, Egyptians production have to be nerfed. I'm just like, what? Should you nerf then also all the hunts and everything just because they have a high production? I was checking Nick and others.
Mm.
They are also trying to push it, but they're still 500, 800,000 behind us. So I'm just like, well, the only reason is because we have, how to saying, push it to the max on everything.
Yeah.
So it's not like Egyptians have so much more resources. It's just us that is so insane and maxing up.
Yeah. Well, it's all the additional supporters with Oasis and Waterworks, right? So that's the difference there. So again, you have possibilities of maxing out your account in different ways.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying so we only close to top 10 outrating and overall production. It's only because we have been maxing up from day one and just getting everything up.
And then the off accounts sit still here and rate 3 million more an hour, more than us.
Yeah.
Is that fair, Nick?
No, I was checking like if them. I also wrote in the chat room that you said did make like 1.5 million in production.
Yes.
They're only making 900k per hour.
Oh wow. Okay.
And that's because I think you are thinking about speed 10. And that's because
yeah, playing that speed 10 really fucked me up.
yeah, that's because each of the supporters, if they have bonus buildings and everything, they're max giving 25,000 per hour. And if you say they have like 20 of that, that's 500k, and then you have minimum some hammers out and a capital. So and they are Hun, so they're not getting the extra buff. So that caps is only making under 400,000 per hour. So that's why I also think Minton logged in and said they only make 800,000 per hour.
So yeah, their overall production is, or income is again based on that, and we're at like 2.2 million or something, right?
No, we higher.
Okay, really?
I think we are 2.3 or 2.4 or something.
Oh, okay. And that's without us doing anything at all.
Yeah.
So
I can check it here fast.
Yeah, well, I could check it too. I'm just too lazy.
Yeah, I only need to write 2 numbers more in. And I have all per day. And then I'm still missing the iron. We're already making 50 million. Divided 24. We're making just under 2.3 million.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So 2.2 wasn't far off. But again, yeah, so half of their income, a little bit more. So
yeah,
compared to us doing nothing,
we are around 60% of what they are getting per hour, or something like that.
Right. Yeah, they also had some downtimes once in a while. So I think a race like the Glenn Quagmire guys, they're rating more, of course. But how do you feel? Like, you're a big Tuden player.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think you were also a big advocate for the unlimited rates.
Oh yeah. As I said it earlier on, if you remember on Rebirth round and 8 and that.
Yeah, you hit the limit there.
I hit the max already after what, 10 days?
Yeah.
With 10k out and 10k in.
Yeah, again,
like,
the spawn hammer just, gets going. And then you kind of get limited to your quad. You get limited in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, but that was why I had to then start settle hammers longer away from the safe areas, just to only rate 500, 600, 800 in out there, and then place it 30 square extra away.
Yeah.
But you can do it, but it's painful as hell, and it also make you more vulnerable because you are longer for the defense.
Is the 20k cap okay? Like, again, it's still double than what it was before.
What did you say?
You can have 20,000 outgoing and incoming now instead of the
Yeah.
10k limit. But is it too little?
But for me personally, yeah. Even on speed 10 with Fiji and that, we had overall on the account plus 20,000 in and out as student. And that's on a speed server where you nearly hit.
Yeah, and then you still had, what was it, 3 different tech accounts on top, right?
Yeah.
Additionally, just to get that rating. So again, and then you still hit the limit very easily when it comes to micro rating. So you just get limited even more.
But you hit the limit easily, even outtakes. I can do that. I can do that in for like 2.5 weeks max, just from the spawn.
Yeah. All I'm saying is just that it really you hit the max.
For me, I didn't understand if you're saying it's shooting and everything has to be nerfed. I'm just like, the Huns is already the supreme fastest races to rate with now, and when you thinking about the off power, and that's the problem for me. When you have a step rider that can move like 32 squares per hour, that's meaning that you can, for each time you send a step rider, and I send one club, step rider will get over there, take the resources, and get back home before my club hit the target. That's meaning, how to think, I have to, if I want to outbreak them, I have to send more, how to think, intervals with the clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the Huns, because of the speed, they don't need, how to think, so if you just place like with 30 squares between some of the raiding towns, then you never get the max, and you will rate 3-4 million right now. I've done it in the past before, so I know it's possible. So I think the Hun race would just be even more open against what it is right now.
Yeah, I feel you're nerfing Teuton rating a lot. Again, it's not everybody that gets to hit these caps at 10 or 20k.
That's very few people.
But again, for the people that want to do it, I think it's sad that it's getting limited. Because there's clearly the resources on the map to be able to collect it.
And the problem for me is now, if I have to, how to say, do my list more efficient, that's meaning I will have to stop raiding longer distance, or I have to, how to say, only targeting bigger towns. Some I know I will get. That's meaning I will have to cut all the.
Does that mean that it would give more player interaction? Like, would you clean more players if you're forced?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happened in the past. That's in the old days when I played more hardcore. Those big, I was saying, 5-10 years ago, you also had the problem where they have the limits, and that's mean I just cleaned every target in 50x50 around my hammers, just to have that amount of players to raid close by, and then I could move a hammer extra 50 squares away, and then I just cleaned one drum at a time. That's what I did in the past, so that will force people to, how to say, settle more around the map, and that's meaning you either will have only Huns players in top 10 ratings, or you will have forced all the students to, how to say, start cleaning more up in they're already doing.
But you don't really see people clean that much.
No, they just find inactive now, but that's because you want the free resources, the cheap resources.
Of course.
But the problem is if I can't send out as many troops, I will have to resort to only look at people. I will have to look at people in for 50 x 50 around the hammers. And that meaning I will have to clean more people out.
You would also have to share more with the Alliance. You would have to have that interaction as well. That's always a little nerve-wracking. Sacrificing your hammers, and again, cleaning farms costs hammers.
And that's my big problem, because the Huns, they can still raid 100 x 100 because the step ladder is so insanely fast. So that's meaning they will start stealing the resources I'm burning off to cleaning all the farms for them.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying, for me, it's a big nerf. I can understand if they said 30,000, because that's that's only us that's really getting up there.
Yeah, it still has some skill cap. It does require to get that additional. The other guys having 100k in and out seems like a lot, to be honest. But again, they're also mishmashing and adding farms across.
But still, I was checking. It's not like they're getting so many resources in.
No. That micro farming has its limits to what you get from it. And again, if they only optimize their farm lists twice or every second day, as well as not doing that much macro raiding, then they could raid a lot better.
But the problem for me is
not a lot, but they could raid better.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, if you just is online and click each 2 minutes like we do, all the resources getting one place to your main army or something. The only problem is if you're raiding for 8 villages, clicking all the lists, and then you have 6 of them that's walking and getting nothing, and 2 of them get something. That's meaning that's meaning like 30%. That's meaning like 30% of the whole total amount of attacks they have, giving literally nothing resources.
Maybe. So again, depends on list optimization and land times and stuff like that. But
but that's still like 30,000 attacks that's giving nothing out of 100k. So I normally like to. Yes, I normally have some villages cross farming from micro, but normally else I just have villages when I'm adding. This is this villages, they're only hitting this, and others is hitting over here. Because then I don't lose troops with 5 villages when they get chiefed, or if they get active and start defending. But that's just me. I don't like having them crossing all over all the villages.
Yeah. But that's still correct. You get all the micro hits, and they are pretty dry. And that's also why I kind of compared it to that first server after Corona hit, where every time you hit it, you max get 4 resources, if nothing at all. And you kind of end up with the same rhythm here again. And that's why you raid every 2 to 5 minutes, right? It's the hit interval where you just get a little bit of scraps.
That's why steps is so insane, because you can sit and raid 1 steps, and there's a super fast. So in my world, if they wanted to make it fair, and then steps should also be 2 steps per hit, not 1 like it is right now.
Well, I would prefer they would just upgrade the speed of the TK Knight. To be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
I'm a,
I'm saying if they're not going to how to say improve the tournament students, people is already whining about shooting is already too up, so they have to be nerfed. I'm just like, oh, shooting is really hard to play if you're not good to start them and play them. A lot of students is the easy target in the start. Even I'm a student, and I'm always killing the students right away
oh yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. That's the easy
because I
frag,
don't
right?
want
They're easy to
because I
clean with
don't
the
want
hero. Yeah.
and I don't want them to raid my area, so I'm killing them before they can steal my resources. It's just like students is I was saying only sustainable if you know what to do and
Yeah, and
I'm saying
you're
and get
careful with your
the
clubs. Yeah.
yeah
And with your TKs. Again, they're so slow. So.
yeah TKs is the worst insanely. And after I've seen the other races horses, I don't think TK is really up anymore. It's really
Yeah, it's not very good.
so it we got remove as sitters now.
Oh,
I
we did?
guessing
Oh, damn, Effa, no.
I guess heard about with trash talking the hunts, so they're just like
Well, I still
bang.
took your troop overview, and I'm gonna reach out to Luffa now. I'm
Oh,
gonna sell
I
some
already
stuff.
have a screenshot. I sent it to Efe. I said too low troops.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, I don't want to go that much more into it regarding this. I think I want to head to bed slowly.
Yeah, that's
But
also
we agree we're just gonna settle some more supporters now.
yeah. I think that would be the best potion because
Yeah.
right now we lack the resources out
Should
diet.
okay, now I'm just throwing something out here. Should we just not build town halls in the new supporters? Like just finish their
Well,
production and then just set trade routes away directly.
I still think we should just get them to level 10.
Okay. But hang on. What is a new?
But of course, it's up to you. I still just think level 10 is fine.
I'm just wondering if we could compare it to something, but it's just I would just try and save some resources if we
Yeah,
could.
I'm understanding, but then we also, I think we don't get the villages as fast.
Oh
Low
yeah,
amount.
yeah. Nah, but I was just wondering if we could limit the amount of warehouses and granaries that they have, or of course we could just
Well, I
not
only
build
built two of the.
embassies.
Yeah, but if you have checked the last one with only building two warehouses, two granaries, and then we start pushing them out, we haven't built them up.
No, I know. But we built 3 granaries in these death towns, but
Yeah, that's the death town we have built it.
yeah. But now we're gonna build new supporters, which just provide
Yeah,
income
and,
for
and
us.
I only built two warehouses, two granaries in the new one.
Okay, so we can leave some spots open. That's
Yeah,
just what I'm saying. Like we would still
yeah,
build up the
that's what we
barrack
have been doing.
to to the needed level, and
Yeah,
then staple to 10, and then we can just leave the barrack and staple there in the end, and then just have the trade office
yep.
and low level smithy and stuff like that. So we can just leave it at those low levels. But yeah, as long as
Oh
we
yeah,
agree on how we can progress, the easiest.
yeah. I'm just thinking more resources, more troops to the
Yeah.
VV when we start.
Yep.
It's going to be insane when we start pushing all troops to VV.
Yeah, it should help with the production a little bit.
Oh yeah, that will give us. Okay, when we starting, don't have to have a 800k death walls to unique wall all the time. So, that's a lot of resources extra.
Yeah. So we can wait for that. At that point in time, the capital is just gonna push into all our dev towns, and then all the supporters provide trade routes to the VV. I guess that's also why we kind of need more supporters. Like overall, let's say a dev town normal supporter is like 14k an hour. That's
Sylvan,
roughly with all the
we won't be
supporters.
as any help, let's see that.
How many, like, how much CC consumption, like crop consumption, do we have in troops right now?
Let me see.
700,000?
We have 600,000 into free, then we have 630,000, then we're up around
A million.
900. 900. Yeah, we have just under 1 million minus.
Okay. That means actually it's divided by 2. So we need 31 supporters to be able to feed that with, if the average is 16k crop an hour. And we have how many supporters right now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, I think
So
Sylvan is right. We have plus 1 million, in fact.
okay.
Because I didn't take the chariots with into account. They're giving free,
Yeah.
so that's free.
But that just means that we still need 11 supporters more to be able to feed just what we currently have in the VV. Just with our normal trade routes from supporters. So
Yeah. It depends. Because when, how to say, if you're saying the cap is going to help as well, that's what.
well, then the cap needs to feed production out into the supporters that then can feed
Yeah,
further.
like it will.
I'm just saying that just requires a little bit more. It requires changes in our trade routes out of the cap right now. But again, we could
Yeah,
also just push crop directly from the dev towns. That's also fine.
but that's what I was saying. If capital is going to do like they used to,
Mhm.
if in fact giving resources to the dev towns, then the dev queues there will be running, and then we will lack less supporters to push that villages. So
We would also
if
keep all the horses home mainly. That means
so,
that's 300k we keep at home. So then we also
oh,
only need to. So
that's meaning we still get 300, 400,000 extra power.
yeah, but
Just taking
then
the
we're only
integrate.
feeding 600k.
But how many croppers do we have?
Not that many croppers. Like we have, what was it, 18, 19 supporters.
Yeah, but how many is 15 croppers?
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Okay, let me check. We have 38, 38.
But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem if we keep.
That's 100. Okay, so all the 15 croppers, that's like what? 5 villages that's going to boost like 300,000 troops in VB alone.
Say what?
That's 5, 5. We have 5, 15 croppers.
Yes.
Oh, no, 6. Okay, that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's 150,000 crop in it.
Yeah.
So if we attach them to the wonder when we're going to feed, that would be 300,000 feeding there.
Yeah.
And then we have how many? That's 63. and then we will get around 200,000 extra just from the 9 croppers. So
that's 350, right?
yeah, so that's 500,000 just for that odd.
Yeah,
8
so
supporters.
that's 600k infantry.
So the question is, maybe we should start settling more existing croppers that doesn't need oasis.
Well, there's a fair amount of them on the map. That also means we don't have to take oasis for them, so we can slack
Yeah,
even
we have
more.
one close to 20 and 32.
But now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 5 within 30 fields.
Yeah, so if we just say 5 and they don't have any oasis turtle, they will only give, what is it, 25,000 crop?
22, 25, yeah, maybe.
Isn't that more?
Maybe 25,000. It sounds, let me just calculate it.
Let's see, that's speed 10. That's for 23,500.
Yeah.
So 5 villages, that will be 115,000. So that will be 200,000. So if we take 5 croppers extra, that will feed around 700,000 troops in the VV.
Yeah. So I guess we can just
Then
keep taking 15Cs. Again, they're also cheap to build.
Yeah.
But
at least
I would probably still take those 3 additional supporters close by that I highlighted.
Yeah. If we keep up, we should get what, 7 more villages before building plan is out.
Yeah. So those, what was it, 3s?
That's 3, and then we can
plus
take
those
4, 5.
5 15Cs. Yeah. That sums it up nicely. So okay, that's the plan. At least then we can feed all the infantry, no problem. But that is only with current ash production, I think. Like if we continue ash production, like that's 15,000, 35,000 a day, and we have 10 days. That's 350k additional. That means we have 700k ash wardens. If we only build ash wardens until VV. Isn't that okay?
We will get what? We'll have what?
We can for 10 days only building ash wardens infantry for 10 days until VV
but
release.
we're making how many ash wardens we have right now?
We have 360k, and so we can double
but how many villages?
23 when the new ones are completed. That will be tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're getting 1,500 per day.
Roughly.
Around 23. 10 days. Yeah, that's 354,000 ash wardens.
Yeah. So we could reach around 700,000 ash wardens.
Yeah, we will reach 715,000 ash wardens.
So, and that would still make us, like, again, we only have 120k left in the capital right now. So,
but we will also have around 400,000 slaves.
Oh, really? Just with those 2 towns building slaves?
No, we have 3.
Oh, we do? Spawn doesn't count. It's not building units anymore. It's just crop locked.
I've just noticed we're starting ash wardens instead in 17. So
yeah.
But that's still just with that 2 villages, just 82,000. So we will have 315,000 slaves soon. So around 1.1 million
So we will
into
be
free.
300k negative in the capital. That also means we need to set up trade routes to the capital from a lot of the supporters. That's why I was thinking, like, all these new supporters, if we just set them up to run trade routes only to the VV, I mean to the capital, until we can convert it to VV, then it's just easier. Then we don't have to build parties there.
But I think I have an idea fixed, but I don't want to say it on the stream because then you have stream sniper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We can talk
So
about
I have an
afterwards.
idea how we can fix the minus.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think somebody suggested it. We just send it all to F and he feeds.
Yeah, so that was the idea.
All right. But yeah, I think it's around midnight now. I kind of have a big day tomorrow. So thanks everybody for looking in and saying hi on the stream again and having some fun and talking some interesting talks. So take care out there and stay safe on the server and in real life. Until next time. All of a sudden. All right. Take care.
Hey.